Hello, hello. This is my artifact episode number 2572. Today's date is 29 August 2022. वाजले आता रात्रीचे almost 9:30. Today I make a huge mistake. Okay, and today I just feel like that. Ki today I just lost my day. Lost means like that. Ki I didn't really did anything today. What is exactly happening? So today I wake up at 6:30 a.m. and I didn't really start my work. Actually, is that key? I start my work at 8:30, but I just did it just for an half an hour maybe. Okay. Then after that, um, there is a my kiraidar. Okay. What is the word for kiraidar? Um, the guy who live at my home and he's paying me some sort of money. What should I name it? I don't know, whatever. So he's there. Okay, actually it's kind of like a little bit of complicated. My kiradar, he's using my room to stay for him. Like, what? Your room? Well, actually is that he he's actually rented. Okay, like he's not living, but he rented 2 rooms. He's not living means like that he came once in a month. Okay, he just stay for just one day. Okay, and then he just leave. Okay, so this is his thing. uh then rest of the time his room, the my parents rented, that room is completely blank. Okay. Then my grandmother, okay, she's 90 years old and she cannot walk. She definitely need a room. Okay, so actually we are living upstairs and the downstairs, the 3 rooms are actually rented for another family and 2 rooms are rented for this guy, which I am living there, which I am doing my work there. Okay. So it's little bit of complicated, like when that kiraidar here, I cannot do my work. Why? Obviously is that the main important work I do is that recording. Okay, that is the most important, and for that recording I need to be kind of like a uh, I need to be free. Okay, I need to be kind of like right now I'm making this artifact episode. I am talking all those things because of that. Right now, no one is actually hearing me. No one is actually seeing me. Okay, right now I am at rooftop. Yeah, no one is actually seeing me. So that's why I'm actually telling all those emotional things from bottom of my heart, straight from my mouth. Okay, but uh this is the same situation required for recording as also. Like while I was gameplay record na, I need to be feel that game. I need to understand the every word of that character says, and I have to translate in Hindi, little bit of add some sort of my unique taste in that gameplay and make something little bit of funny. So this is what I'm trying to do in the recording process. This is production process. Okay, and during that period of time I need a complete no disturbance. Like I just feel like no one need to disturb me. Okay, and as also no one need to stare me while I was doing this thing. Because of that, most of the things has to be came from bottom. Okay, like it's not scripted. Okay, it's not kind of like a professional work. Oh boy. So I sorry, the floor is very slippery. It's kind of like a rain is actually happened, so that's why. So what I so uh, I cannot get that s- alone time. I didn't really get it. It's just like that. He was always be there, and yeah. But is that he kiraidar like my kiraidar is staying at my room is not his completely entire fault. The fault is also is mine. Okay, uh, almost like a 50%, no, sorry, 59. He fault is almost like a 40%, and my fault is 60%. Like the today I lost entire day, the all the lost day is because of 40% of his fault and 60% of my fault. And what I did, okay, so what exactly happened, okay, so I just during this half an hour, like basically 8:30, I started doing my work and I schedule my shots, so which is good, okay, so which is kind of like really good. So I schedule my shots for tomorrow 10 a.m. Okay, so I don't have to worry about that. Then is that ki, I went to the cutting. Okay, cutting means like I have to haircut. It's kind of like a like basically my mom brought his kiradar, his uh, uh, J1. Then I have to leave that because someone is eating something. You just have to leave the room. So I leave the room and then I went to the cutting. I haircut. Okay, and I don't know, during this cutting, I was thinking about sex. Yeah, I don't know why, but I was constantly thinking about sex. When I came, I decided that ki let's masturbate, but I decided that ki no, not masturbate. Like today's date is 29 na, 29 August. Okay, the last masturbation I did at 20 20 26 August. Yeah, 26 August. I set up myself that I have to masturbate after third, like a every fourth day. Okay, every fourth day means like a today I did it, after fourth day I have to did it. So this is kind of like a timetable I set up myself. Okay, because of that this masturbation giving me kind of like a dopamine, and that dopamine is kind of like a bitterly toxic. Okay, so you just have to control yourself. So that's why I'm controlling. I cannot stop it. I try so much but I cannot stop it, so I am controlling it. So make it minimizing. Okay, but during this cutting hair salon, I was thinking about sex. I don't know why the thoughts came out my head and just like constantly thinking about sex. I don't know. Yeah, I came home, then I took a bath, ate my lunch, and then after that, I don't know why I just cannot do my work. Even like that Kiraidar was not there. Okay, he went to his work, and the whole uh, room is empty. Okay, so during this period of time, I have to record my gameplay. Now, this is the perfect thing that I have to do. But during this time, I masturbate. Yeah, I masturbate. Yes, this is the most bad thing. Like basically, like masturbation, dude, is not like basically first thing you just have to masturbate now. Masturbate every fourth day. Okay, then after that, if you wanted to masturbate at night so you can sleep. Okay, so if you masturbate at day, the whole day was gone. Whole day was completely gone. It just like you cannot do anything. Okay, this is the same thing happened today. I masturbate at 12:30 p.m. Then after that, I just can't do anything. I sleep. I wake up at 3:30 p.m. Then after that, I decided let's do editing, let's do recording. I try to open up gameplay and try to think, but my body, my mind just cannot do this thing. It just like He just wanted to be silent. Just this is completely fucked up. The my body is just, it just feel like that. Yeah, I cannot do this. Yeah, it just not. So that's it. Then I watch movie. Which movie? I said decide that okay, let's just take a day off. Okay, like basically this is the day off, so let's just take a day off. And then I watch a movie called Zack Snyder Justice League. Okay, Snyder Cut Justice League. And I didn't really upload anything. I didn't really did anything. I just schedule my shots and that's it. So what did you mistake? First of all, is that key I masturbate. Okay. Today is the 29 August. I have to masturbate tomorrow, but unfortunately I didn't wait for tomorrow. I did it today. So which is really bad. Also, I masturbate during the day. Like you just have to masturbate at night. Okay, because of that, after you masturbate, you can sleep at least for 6 and 7 hours. In a day, you cannot sleep almost like a 2 3 hour. And when you wake up, yeah, your body is wake up, but your mind is not. Your body gesture is not. You cannot do anything. So basically, the entire time is worthless. So yeah. And as also my the hair salon, that guy, he was saying that ki your hair is going to be white. Okay, why? Because of that ki you are masturbating too much. Like basically when you masturbate now, so it gives you dopamine on your brain. It felt pleasure, it's good, but there is a some sort of disadvantage too. And what is this? Ki in while doing this thing, you are ejaculate your sperm. Okay, okay, and what? And sperm is a really valuable content from your body. Okay, it's just very valuable. It contains semen, and semen is those are the things are really helpful for your body, and you are wasting it just for couple minute of pleasure. So like I already argue myself with this topic so many times. Okay, let's just do not talk and do not ruin this moment. Okay, let's just talk about Snyder cut versus theatrical cut. Okay, like basically I'm gonna talking about a movie called Justice League. Okay, so this is the first DC superhero Justice League movie. Okay, DC superhero collaboration movie called Justice League. Like in Marvel, they called Avenger. In DC, they called Justice League. Okay, so which is kind of like a really epic movie. Justice League is released on March 2017, and when I watched this movie, I was really expect a lot from this movie. But in 2017, when I watched this movie, it was so pathetic. It just like it just felt really bad. It just like what the fuck. Like this is the Justice League. Okay, in 2021 last year, the movie released Justice League Snyder Cut. What is the Snyder Cut? So, Snyder Cut is a director of the Justice League, who is actually making Justice League first place. Okay, like in 2017, uh, the decisions because of some sort of family's issues, he won't be able to complete the Justice League in scheduled period of time. So he has to, like what is exactly happened. It's rain is happened. Yeah, like I just wanted to speak so many things, but it's just like rain is actually happened. Nah. It just bothered me so much. Okay, so let's just fuck up. Yeah, dude. I don't know, dude. It's just like today, it just like felt really worst day of my worst day. Just feel really worst day. Yeah, because of that came. First of all, I didn't really did any work. Okay, I didn't really record. Okay, then after that, I didn't really went to running. Okay, it's just like every time, every day, I used to go to running, but today I didn't really went. Okay, and then after that I just feel like a entire day I am actually sitting on my chair. The entire day I am sitting on my chair. Okay, I didn't really did any work, I didn't really walk as also. Okay, I really eagerly needed to walk, but it just rain is happening here. And my home is actually filled with so many peoples. Okay, like there is guest came at my home. Okay, and and there is my grandmother who's took this room, my sister take his room. There is like the rooftop is the only option that I have, but eventually that is the rain is actually happen, and it just like feel really bad. It just feel really just like it just like I don't know, it just feel like that, okay, you are losing, okay, everything. When such things happen now, and let me tell you one thing, this rain is actually happened, this rain will not be stopped for next month. Okay, because this is the end of the season rain. Okay, and okay, let I'm talking about this Snyder cut and Whedon cut. Okay, yeah. So in 2000, okay, in 2017, the Zack Snyder, he's a director of this movie Justice League. He was making that movie. Okay, but unfortunately, during this shoot, his daughter is died because of some sort of issue. I don't know. So Zack Snyder's daughter, she's died, and then his dog is barking. He's actually kind of like a, it's just so many resistance is actually giving me, so I'm actually not focused on one thing that I wanted to talk. But dude, it's just like let's just talk now, dude. It's just like those are the resistance, those are obstacles are always be there. Okay, you cannot wait for someone stop and then you talk. It's not, it just not, it just like it always be things happen. Okay, so what I wanted to tell you is that Zack Snyder is a guy, is a director who was the making this Justice League movie, but unfortunately, during like his daughter is died. Okay, and the daughter is actually very close to him. Okay, close to him, and then and I don't know like what is the yeah personal thing happened, but it's just like that. Zack Snyder need some sort of break. He need at least for a break for kind of like a that trauma need he just wanted to fight with that trauma. That daughter was died, so it's just kind of like an emotional trauma. Okay, so he needs some sort of time, but eventually a studio, the Warner Brothers studio, they didn't wanted to give him a break. Because of that they are actually schedule this movie, that they wanted to release that movie in 2017 in March. 2017 in March. But it's just like that ki uh, Zack Snyder couldn't do that. He says that he needs a break. I cannot focus on my work. He needs a break. But a studio says that ki you cannot break. Either you just have to go. I just you just have to go from the studio like a fire or complete this movie. But it's just like that ki this is not a typical job. Okay, it's just like that ki if you don't want to do work, but you are doing this work, you can do this in kind of like a corporate job or kind of like a typical job. But when you're doing kind of like a creative job means the work is actually came from mind. Okay, and the mind is absent, then you cannot do anything. Okay, so it's kind of like a really creative process. Okay, so Zack Snyder says that he, okay, just then you wanted to be fired, then fired. So Warner Brother, he's fired Zack Snyder from Justice League. Okay, this is not the only reason. There are so many reasons as also. Is that he DC, sorry, Marvel is actually a rivalry of superheroes. Okay, when you have kind of like a superhero says, there is a two studio. There is a Disney like Marvel, and then Warner Brother as a DC. Okay, so Marvel is actually building is a superhero cinematic universe since 2007. Okay, Iron Man, Iron Man 2, then Avengers. Okay, uh, DC DC, he started his superhero cinematic universe since 2013. Okay, cinematic universe, like he introduced kind of like a character, Superman character in 2013. Okay, in DC, most of the superheroes are actually most of the superheroes are the tone of the movie, the DC movie tone are actually very dark, very serious. Okay, in other hand, Marvel is actually a little bit of funny and little bit of kind of like a, and it's just like most of the people like funny things, so people will watch. Okay, but DC are usually stick with their tones, like a Dark Knight, Batman Dark Knight trilogy, and then Superman, then Batman versus Superman. Those are the movies are actually very dark. Okay, it's a very dark movie. So the producer of the Warner Brothers says that they wanted to make a movie which is little bit of lighter, which is little bit of kind of like a funnier. Okay, so so they are actually very much not good. They are not satisfied with the Zack Snyder work. They are, because of that ki Zack Snyder, the Justice League movie is also making his the movie he was making, he's also a little bit of dark. Okay, the tone is actually very much dark. Okay, so the DC executive officer, they didn't really like his tone. They wanted to make this Justice League little bit of light, little bit of comedian. Okay, so they says that ki let Zack Snyder fired. Okay, so they fired Zack Snyder from the Warner Brothers studio, and they hire another director, Joss Whedon. Joss Whedon is a director who make Avenger. Okay, and the first Avenger, which is also a really good movie. Okay, so Joss Whedon was hired for this Justice League movie. Okay, and he make a movie. Okay, and then in 2017, when I watched that movie, I just feel like that this movie is really pathetic. Okay, and not my opinion, almost everyone has the same opinion. Okay, like a Justice League, I expect so many things because this is the first superhero collaboration movie, and I expect a lot. And when I watch that movie, just feel really pathetic. It just feel like that, yeah. After the after I watched in theater, I didn't really watch this movie on on TV or laptop. I didn't really download this movie as also. Why? Because of that key. I just don't really like that. I just don't really wanted to spend my time for watching this shitty movie. Okay, just not. Okay. Then suddenly I just don't know anything. In 2021, there is a suddenly Zack Snyder, the Zack Snyder Justice League version was released. Okay, so this is not a kind of like a different movie. This is the same movie. Okay, but in the Zack Snyder vision. And how is this thing happen? Okay, like basically I am actually very much interested in kind of like a really superhero kind of stuff. Okay, but I'm saying is that okay, I'm kind of like a fan of superheroes. Okay, DC superheroes fan, but there are kind of like really bigger fans. Okay, bigger fans means they know everything about the movies studios, they know everything. So those people called super fan. Okay, or should I say bigger fan. Okay, in US, in Europe or whatever it is. Okay, most of the people they says that they wanted to see Snyder cut version of Justice League. Okay, because of that ki somehow they know that ki there are so many part of the movie is not shown in the theatrical cut. Okay, in theatrical cut means in 2017 movie. Okay, so they wanted to see the Snyder version of this movie. Okay, Snyder version of Justice League. Okay, they follow the hashtag. They follow the hashtag of in Twitter. Okay, and it's kind of like a very kind of like a controversial thing happened. Okay, because almost like a 50, 70 or 80, I don't know, 100 200 millions, I don't know, just like so much. It's been trending on the Twitter in 2021. Like most of the people are actually supporting for this release Zack Snyder version, hashtag release Zack Snyder version on Twitter. And there are almost like a millions of Twitter's tweets about these things. And the people are actually very much excited. The studio who is actually own that movie, like the Zack Snyder movie actually, but Zack Snyder is not own that movie. The studio own that movie. Zack Snyder made that movie. Okay, so studio are in very under pressure. Okay, and like basically is that key. When such thing happen now, when kind of like a when doing kind of like a making these movies, is such thing happen, studio has kind of like a very strict rule that they don't want it to release like a re-release or kind of like a another version. Like it's not gonna happen. Okay, like basically you can see a one single movie. Okay, you cannot see the very different style of movie. No, like it's always happened, like a director's change during the shooting and things happen, but you can see the one single movie. Okay, but this story is something really different, because this is the Justice League. This is kind of like a really big movie. It's a big blockbuster movie. Okay, and it includes so many superheroes like a Superman, Batman, just like so much. Okay, so that's why studio got so much under pressure, and it's kind of like a millions of billions of comments and tweets, and just like that key, let's just release this Snyder cut version. Okay, so Warner Brother, like they cannot release this version into the theater because it's not gonna happen. Okay, so they have to release in OTT. Okay, so they release this Snyder cut version in OTT platform in HBO Max. Okay, what is HBO Max? HBO Max is a streaming service. Okay, like Netflix or Disney Plus Hotstar. This is also is kind of streaming service. Okay, so they release this movie in HBO Max. Okay, and when I watch this movie, I just feel like that. Wow, this movie is very much masterpiece. Okay, okay, let me tell you one thing is that key, this is the first time, this is like it never really happened in any other film, in any other film industry as also. Because of that key, it's not gonna happen. Okay, like when you compare two movies side by side, just like like a same movie but different director test, like let me tell you one thing ki uh, like just like that ki uh, it's kind of like a very difficult to understand or difficult to say in words, but I'm trying. Okay, so um, Friends. Okay, Friends is a web series. Okay, and when you saw the Friend, this web series, you can feel little bit of comedy, little bit of light mood and things like that. When you understand the tone, you can see everything in kind of like a, yeah. But when you like a is this is the same movie when someone made in little bit of contrast. So can you imagine that thing? It's not gonna happen. Like it just kind of like a very difficult to understand. Let's just get to the point. What I'm trying to tell you is that this is the first movie that you can compare frame by frame, story by story, incident by incident, like what is the director, what is the creative process, what is the difference between the this person creative process and this person creative process. It actually happened in every film, it actually happened on every cinema, everything, but we cannot see it because we don't have anything to compare. Okay, but in this movie we have a compare, like we have theatrical cut in 2017 and we have Snyder cut in 2021. Okay, so we can compare this movie into creative process. Okay, so and which one we like? Okay, like first of all, tone, music, incident, practical shots, and the way that dialogues delivery, and this is kind of like the same concept. Okay, the in 2017 the movie is telling a same story exactly in 2021. It's not a change. Okay, but way that the story present, the way that story goes, it's kind of like a different, the process is actually very much different. The target is same but the process is completely different. It just like way different than in 2017. The guy who direct that movie is Joss Whedon. Okay, and the Joss Whedon, he make a movie in kind of like a very light tone. Okay, light tone and little bit of comedy, little bit of kind of like little bit of change in kind of like a humor and things like that. But in Snyder cut it's just kind of like a very dark, brutal, and serious. Okay, you can see the tone. Okay, you can practically see the tone. Yeah, you can understand the tone just comparing it. Like the exposure of the Whedon cut is actually very much bright. Okay, you can see the all jawline, facial structure on the all everything. But in Snyder cut is just little bit of contrast. You can see the half side of face and you cannot see the half side of face. So it's kind of like a very giving something really different tone, and that tone is giving you something really very much different perspective of the looking at the picture. Okay, like a what is my perspective of watching this movie and what is the perspective of watching this movie, like what would I expect. Okay, this is my opinion. Okay, most of the people are actually like a kind of like a really comedy and style, something like that, and most of the Marvel movies are actually very much famous because of these comedies and things like that. But I don't like it. It's just like I like serious movie. like um um I always like Man of Steel. Like it's just so brutal and just like I don't know. Uh, Batman versus Superman. This is the movie is also directed by Zack Snyder, but he was very much restrained by so many things. Okay, he cannot do this, he cannot do that. It just like so many restrictions while making this movie, so he cannot pursue this like exactly that I he wanted to be. Okay, but Man of Steel is a kind of movie that Zack Snyder was decided that what he wanted to make and he make he without any restriction, and that movie was completely blew my mind. Okay, like, and this is the only kind of like a superhero that I was thought that this is a superhero. Okay, like right now, what does Marvel do and what does DC do? What I didn't really like about this Marvel is that he Marvel are giving us so much superheroes, like this superhero. They didn't have any time, they didn't have time to make a movie on superhero, so they are released on this kind of like a web series format. Okay, it's just not good, yeah. It just not. It's just like way much superhero. Like, this is not a hero, this is superhero. Okay, and as a superhero deserve to be a kind of like a film which is kind of like a superhero film. Okay, but they are introducing those character in web series. It's just so pathetic, dude. It's just not like a superhero meant to be little bit of fight, brutal and things like why I like Man of Steel. Man of Steel is giving such a really big atmosphere about this Superman. Like you can feel this man is Superman. His power, his movement, his way that he fight, way that he way that he has a power. You just feel like that this guy just wow. Okay, it's not cracking kind of like really silly and stupid joke. It's just kind of like a this is Superman. Okay, the way that I saw the Superman before, I always laugh. I always literally I just laugh. It's just like every time I watch superheroes now, I every time I watch Superman, I always laugh, and there are so many version of that you can laugh in the Superman. Okay, but when you saw the Henry Cavill Superman, it just like wow. It just like this is something really big. It just like this is very big. It just like so amazing. Okay, so that's why I like about Zack Snyder version. Okay, and it just like he and I like his tone. Okay, like did you watch the Watchman? Watchman is also kind of like a superhero movie. It's not actually superhero movie. It is also superhero movie, but it's his own universe. Okay, it just kind of like a Watchman. Okay, and when you watch this movie now, this Watchman, this is also directed by Zack Snyder. You can clearly understand the way that he makes movie. Okay, clearly understand his tone. He's a practical set, and the lighting and the dialogues, and it just so good. Yeah, it's just like I always like a Sucker Punch is also great movie. He directed that movie. It was also one of the great movie at all. It just by far one of the best movie. Okay, I didn't really like kind of like a comedy and light-hearted tone. Okay, movie. Okay, like Marvel does it, and that's why I just don't want it to watch Marvel movies. Okay, like there is a every week there is a Marvel introducing a character. Like a She-Hulk right now is a She-Hulk is actually releasing in the Disney Plus Hotstar, but I didn't really want it to watch because I just feel like that. Oh, it's just pathetic. Okay, yeah, this is the last month I watched Thor Ragnarok. Sorry, Thor Love and Thunder. This is also a really pathetic movie. Then after that, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. I expect so many things about this movie, but this is also really pathetic. Okay, the last time I watched Marvel movie is Marvel Avenger Endgame. Okay, Infinity War and then Endgame. Then after that, it just like every and then Civil War. Okay, and Captain America 2, Captain America Winter Soldier. Okay, Iron Man. Okay, this is Iron Man 2, Iron Man 1. Okay, this is also really good. Iron Man 3 is also really good. Like after the Avenger Endgame, the every movie they release was really pathetic. Like I didn't really know the name of the movies. It's just like some of the name I know. They release Eternals. It's just so pathetic. Shang-Chi is just like out of the box, and they just like so many movies just like I don't know. I just didn't really like it. It just feel like that it just so much not good. It just but and DC is also doing the same thing. Okay, so that's why just like Shazam. Okay, Shazam right now the Shazam is doing Shazam, the way that the Shazam is actually very much written. The first Shazam movie is also kind of like a very child and very humor and very, yeah, it is. I'm actually very not offended with the Shazam, because Shazam, the storyline belongs to like this is a superhero. He's not a superhero, he's a child. Okay, 9-year-old child. So what he was thinking and what he was doing, the story requires to be light-hearted tone, so that is good. Okay, but Atom sorry Adam, okay, Adam Black. Okay, Adam Black, the Adam Black is movie is also a bit really serious, but they introduced something really, I don't know, yeah, like a Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad is also, they are adding something like a little bit of light tone. Okay, Suicide Squad 2 is also really light tone. Then after that, I don't know, it's just like
बोला
पाऊस सुरू आहे
पाऊस चालू
इकडे.
आहे का?
हो.
फिरतो म्हणलं थोडंसं.
नाही,
हलका हलका झालं आहे.
हलका हलका सुरू आहे. फिरू शकता तुम्ही, फक्त सांभाळून. ते पाय घसरतं इथे, इथे थोडंसं वगैरे. खूपच हे आहे इथे.